Welcome to your CvC 4v4 semifinals for the men's bracket. For our San Diego team, we have Paul Lotman, David Lee, William Price, Sean Cook, and Evan Cory. For your hometown Houston North team, we have Dillon Cox, Priima, Theo Brunner, Maarek, and Frank Field. All right, let's get into the action.
And we are coming to you for City versus City from the Humble Civic Center Arena. I'm Nick England. I'll be joined by Michael Klinsman. We are here for semifinal men's match number 1. In case you just missed it, we just wrapped up Hermosa versus New Orleans on the girls' side, locking in a St. Pete New Orleans finals taking place after 2 men's semifinal matches. Right now we've got San Diego facing off against Houston North. Houston North shirtless with the blue against San Diego with the black cutoff sleeves. Starting squads for both these on the side of Houston North is going to be Theo Brunner, Priima, Dillon Cox, and Maarek. Frank Field on the bench in case they need a sub. And on the side of San Diego, they run a full effective 5-man lineup, running David Lee, Will Price, Paul Lotman with Sean Cook in the back row. Evan Cory will be used religiously off the bench when they are receiving to replace David Lee and get some more passing options. Into the action here with Sean Cook to jump, serve into the net. Unfortunately, that'll be a 1-0 lead. Nice and easy Houston North to start us off. Maarek, first server. Targeting Will Price. Cook goes back to Price right away and a double block, slowing that down. Dug by Cox. Brunner swinging into the defensive move of Sean Cook, and Price bangs it high off the double block. This is going to be a fun one. Yesterday we saw Houston North take down Del Mar in 2 straight sets. The double block of Priima and Brunner proving very effective. Alternatively, on the side of San Diego, these guys have been crushing it with the huge block of Lotman, Price, and David Lee. Priima gets aced off the rip from Evan Cory, wasting no time making his voice heard as he subs into the service line, gets the ace. Michael, that was one of the things we saw San Diego do so proficiently yesterday was their serving game. Do you think they're going to be able to continue that into today?
Absolutely. They have decades of experience behind that line on bigger and smaller lines as a whole, so their accuracy will tell.
Yeah, it's a good point to mention that since we're going on the 4v4 format, this court is larger than the 2v2 that some of these guys are used to. A little more of a green light, really get after that ball. That serve's going to go just long, bringing Dillon Cox to the back line. Dillon has been a jump server on the side of Houston North. Less attacks for him, very defensive player. So he's got plenty of juice still in that shoulder. Legs are feeling good. He gets after it from the service line.
He had one really quality middle attack yesterday that I'm interested to see if they start dispersing him the ball more.
Definitely something to keep an eye on. But there's that big serve. Evan Cory, the big lefty. He's given so many problems to teams that are unwilling to adjust their blocking move because there's always more court in the angle for him. And right there, just showcasing it, tags the sideline. Lotman now to serve, goes to the top. Great pass by Cox. Priima challenges off the block of Evan Cory. I thought that actually hit Priima on the way out. Maybe I'm wrong. Not any hill I'm willing to die on. Evan Cory saw the same. But Priima yesterday was absolutely primo against Del Mar. He could not be stopped. He was just lights out in his blocking moves all match long. Pass from Price. Cory with the off speed, pulls the double block in. Theo Brunner's answer to that hard angle is bring the whole block over, no problem. Roll shots over the top. Had a fun conversation with Price yesterday, who's been absolutely lights out for the San Diego team, asking, you know, you got juice in you for 2 more, and he said, well, at least one, and we'll get through that one first. Very aware what a climb they have in front of them here. But San Diego scrapping early. Lotman might be off balance, off kilter, but he is a killing machine on the left side. Huge swing for Lotman. San Diego sets up 3 blockers here. They really want to get 2 up in front of both Priima and Brunner. That one deflects off and goes wide. Michael, this really speaks to their trust in their wing blockers from Lotman and Cory, their ability to peel and get offensive, an impactful defensive move, because they really want David Lee closing double blocks both ways.
Yes, he's so intelligent, not only with his hands up over the net, but his footwork into the block is really giving teams problems, like lining up compassionately with their best option. It's really fun to watch, his excellence.
Big swing from Price off the outside hand there of Priima.
A great running catch by Sean Cook on the run to the service line.
6-4 here for San Diego. Cook goes off speed, just a little too off speed. Gonna leave that one short in the tape.
They're doing that and they're serving exactly there. Good job.
Dillon Maarek for Houston North. Targeting Cory. Going right back to Cory. There's the double block. Good slow down and an easy dig for Maarek. Good touch from Evan Cory, but a better swing from Priima.
Lev has such a high-reaching elbow on his swing. He'll contact it like just above his head. It's a really tough swing to stop because of the height of his contact. Great plays.
Yeah, and by punching it through the block there, no defender home to pick that one up. Quick set to Price. Great tempo, heads-up play there. Good connection from Price to Cook. And that's one of the things that if you've ever seen Sean Cook play, A, what a treat, B, he is the king of trash talk, bringing the fire and the energy, and something he's had to kind of acclimate to is not really hitting many balls, sans a couple option swings. How does he get the boys all fired up? And I think the boys on San Diego really found a way to kind of bring all those pieces together nicely. Lotman with a high bump set to Price. Price bashes that one high hands. The high hand swing is Price's absolute just bread and butter. I have to wonder if they pulled hands where that ball might actually end up. Is he going to find a deep corner, or is that one just gone?
And not a gamble I'm willing to take for sure with the power and effectiveness of his hand.
Yeah, if you're the back row player in San Diego or on Houston North, you're telling him, I don't care, try, touch.
They do.
You pull hands, I'm going to the hospital.
I'm in danger in the deep corner.
Great pass by Priima. Double block, no problem for Theo Brunner. Abusing that left hand of the left blocker.
It's interesting, he's approaching aggressive and then going almost off speed through the block.
Yeah, I think he's doing that maybe to kind of stall Lee, see if he can create that separation a little bit, hold Lee in the middle, dive out, and see if he can get a little seam that he can attack down the line where there's no defender. Cox with the jump serve there. Full court reversal. Beautiful back set from Sean Cook to Evan Cory. The boys are cooking. 9-7 for San Diego. Lotman jump serve. Great pass from Dillon Cox. Priima finds the double block of David Lee and Evan Cory.
Something that is taught in the youth game with a jump serve is like the tempo of your feet after the toss is like a slow, faster, fastest. And Paul is a great example of generating a healthy and patient speed into his serve to get optimal power.
It's so controlled. It looks the exact same every time. Wow, what a play by Dillon Maarek to set that ball, stay clean, out of the net, pulls both blockers to him, and Lev Priima just has to tap that one into the corner. All the work was already done. Priima goes for the top spin here, absolutely cranks it, but great pass by Lotman. Cox runs it down, but it goes long. A couple people had a reaction about that set, but just a reminder, fours in general, hands are a little bit looser. Also, FIVB has adjusted rules that as long as you're staying on your side of the net, and we're not talking about the first driven contact, then hands are a little bit looser. So some small adjustments that have been contested a little bit throughout the weekend. Overall, I would say everyone's adjusted very well to it, but there have been a couple discussions for sure.
Such an interesting topic as a whole. It's like, what does the double contact, what advantage does it create in the accuracy of the set? And then also like such creative players taking advantage of a change in rules. Testament to their intelligence as players as well.
Absolutely. And then they've got to just adjust on the fly for what that means when they're blocking and things like that. Sean Cook goes for option on 2. Good slow down touch from Priima. Brunner takes that one high hands. Great back set from Evan Cory, covered up by Lotman. Cory's going to get a chance, tips that one over the top, tracked down by Cox. Priima gets it again, no block from Evan Cory. Leaves Lotman all alone up there.
Rally.
That was a great rally. Pretty impressive track down there by Dillon Cox to the left sideline. That's going to bring us to 10-11. Houston serving after a technical timeout. One quick break. We'll be right back at it. Getting ready to head back into it after the technical timeout here. If you're just joining us, you are watching City versus City, the best 4v4 beach experience in the U.S. It's been a lot of fun this weekend. We're on day number 3 here watching semifinal match number 1. This is Houston North versus San Diego. And we're about to get back into the action with Houston North serving 10, serving 11. Theo Brunner gets iced a little bit by that technical timeout. Both teams leaving a couple serves short. They're trying to get everybody moving forward. They really don't want guys getting a lot of comfortable passes and full approaches in. Sean Cook on the right side of your screen there, going for his top spin. Cranks that, but Dillon Cox has just been lights out. Tracked down by Cook. David Lee goes for a block touch. San Diego's having a little powwow in the sand over there. Some miscommunication on who was going for which first, second, and third ball. Ultimately, Houston's going to take that point. Dylan Maarek with a jump float targeting Price. There's that quick tempo. We heard it being called out quite a bit yesterday on the court mics. That back set, Evan Cory, as soon as they get that good pass, letting Sean Cook know, speed it up, give me that tempo ball, let me beat the blocker. Does a nice job using the outside hand there. Evan Cory with the jump serve, double block into Dillon Cox. Tight ball, this is gonna be jousted. Nowhere for anyone to, there is no light in that block right there. Paul Lotman absolutely trap set. Sealed extremely well by Priima and Brunner. We're really seeing, I mean, Brunner's always been an exceptional blocker, but as soon as he gets to double block, we're seeing him in just an entirely new light. That man just seals so well. And getting another 2 more hands from Priima. They're a dangerous duo. Paul Lotman, Evan Cory getting ripped apart in the seam by Dillon Cox with the pace on that jump serve.
Dillon, a huge reason why Houston is back tied in this game. Had some clutch digs in the angle and then that clutch ace there. Well done.
Top spin goes short. Handled well by Lotman. Dug by Maarek, option by Cox. That option is shut down by Price. All over that one. I like the look from Cox, but with 4 guys on the court, somebody is ready to slow that ball down.
Just shows Price's athleticism too, the fast twitch to get up out of the sand that fast in a reaction.
Lotman with a jump serve, catches the left arm of Priima. It feels like every single guy on San Diego is crushing jump serve after jump serve, consistent pressure. You said it yesterday, that might be the X factor that carries this team through, and sometimes you have to wonder when the gas might run out. Is that now going to be something that hurts them? But San Diego so far, that is not their Achilles heel. They are all gas all day, working out well for them here.
I love what the tournament directors have done with the dispersion of game times, et cetera, to keep all the players not only fresh, but also challenged in those matchups. Well done.
Yeah, the pacing has been fast for the viewer, but slow for the athletes. It's very well spread out, and I think then we're seeing everyone at their best at a reasonable level, right? They're playing a fair amount of volleyball, 6 matches to win it over the tournament, but I think that's a or 7, I guess, but that's a really astute point on your part. Good high swing into the corner there for the side of Houston North, gets them the much needed side out. Down by just 1 here, 14-15. Priima targets the line. And Price able to beat the block there. It is impressive still how much Houston North, both guys are able to double block virtually everything, because that set had some pace to the pin, and that was all the way out there. Priima got all the way there from the serving line, set on the net, full blocking move, swing blocking, cross net. Impressive stuff.
Something I was talking about last night was the proficiency of Sean Cook's push tempo set. Like, you can see it really clearly in the video, like how far out he's pushing these sets back and forth. It's really well done, and a testament to his strength. A very strong human being.
Yeah. Brunner with the float serve. Evan Cory with the variety of shots goes over the line right there. We haven't seen him hit that one too much, but very comfortable swing for him.
His swing creativity has been the name of his game today. He's had sharp angle, short line, hard angle, hard line. Well done.
Priima gets an opportunity. There was a net by Paul Lotman on that one. Priima just throwing the fishing line out and reeling the boys in, making it look like a juicy ball to block. Maarek continues attacking the line, taken by Lotman. Overhead to Barry. Cory, sorry. Triple block on the beach. It's the first time we've seen it, and there it is, executed immaculately. The triple block. Will Price, Paul Lotman, Evan Cory. David Lee wasn't even involved.
He was there in spirit for sure.
Cory goes short. Cox gets it back, goes for the tip over the top. We saw it yesterday. Every time Cox gets brought short, he is on a true indoor one tempo. He wants that thing as fast as possible. Maarek's putting it a little bit higher, so he keeps opting to kind of little pokies over the top. But honestly, it's probably for the better because he had a double block pop with him on tempo there. So swinging straight ahead at his height might have been a little bit difficult.
Absolutely. You got to poke that high pokey very high up in there over that block.
17-18. Dillon Cox cranks that one. There's the tempo you were talking about, and it pays off. Will Price goes left-handed. Dylan Maarek wants that one back. It's one of those things, sometimes it doesn't have to be pretty. Speed can win matchups, and it absolutely did there for San Diego. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a timeout coming from the side of Houston North, but looks like they're going to face Lotman's serve. Hope for a quick side out. Great pass by Priima. Oh, Brunner with the vision absolutely dissects the block, sees it in his peripherals and goes line. Nobody even on that side of the court.
Theo Brunner does a great job of adapting to the skills he's been given. A long reach and his timing into ball, he does a great job of executing with high reaches every single time. Makes it really hard for the blockers.
Lotman to pass. Little off speed. There it is, falling backwards. That was a tough one. Sean Cook already backpedaling from the pass from Lotman. He does not really have to do much, but almost put that ball straight up over his head for Evan Cory there. But Cory, little off balance. Beautiful management. There was a defender there too, and he still finds that one. Set point 2018. Price gets a little under that one. Not able to get that going tail over end. Sends it long, and now Brunner. There's going to be a timeout from San Diego. We're going to take a quick breather. 19-20. This one is one serve away from sending us to extra innings. Will it happen? Stay tuned to find out. We'll be right back. Well, right now, if I'm Brunner, I want to see him serve this to the side of Evan Cory, because if he goes straight ahead to Price and gets Price moving forward, since he's the blocker coming up, if I'm Sean Cook and I get a good pass, I am slinging that to Price. Not only is Price the hot hand, but Brunner's going to be charging him. Lotman tries to take that responsibility. Tip over the top, picked up by Cox. Pull block goes off of Evan's face, but it was still a blocking move. He hit him. Evan Cory jumped so high, he pulled hands, still got hit on the block. Sean Cook made a phenomenal dig read, and that'll do it. San Diego sides that one out to win it 21-19, an exciting last point. Wow, Michael, that one definitely delivered.
I have never seen that. Someone get tooled off of their forehead over the tape. What a play by Evan Cory, using his head. Let's go.
Yeah, in more ways than one. Well, that's a great first set here for San Diego versus Houston North. We'll be right back for set number 2 and see if Houston can rally back to push this one to 3. We'll be right back. Set 2 about to get underway here at the Humble Civic Center Arena. We want to thank all of our sponsors for making this weekend happen. A big shout out to Waste Connections, Liberty Materials, Mikasa Volleyball, Jump Serve, Volleyball USA, and Sanderac. Thank you so much, and also to all of our referees and wonderful volunteers that have been making this event happen all day long, all weekend long, here on day number 3. Back into the action, Houston North has the serve, down 1-0. Little bit of chaos. Lotman's going to step close, try to put some pace on this. Gets a decent return. Brunner pushed out of bounds on that one. Cox caught off balance from Lotman's swing, and San Diego out of sorts, but righted the ship quite well.
Will Price with the rare Y block on the outside too. Almost fully spread eagle on that pin. That was awesome.
Cook crushes that one, but a great pass by Brunner. Priima goes high hands. Lee is low and tight, doing it right, sends that one wide. Cook down the line at Brunner. That's a tough serve to hit, but he hit it well, but then Brunner absolutely dimed that pass. A great pass from Priima there. Cox goes tippy. Potential lift. Lee throws it down.
The ball rebounded off of the first contact. There was no dip. The ball rebounded off of his hand.
All right, Michael, break it down for anyone that might have missed that. What is the contestation on the court there?
So Houston North is thinking that it's a lift, which means that he created an advantage by the ball coming to a rest on the hand and then redirecting upwards. From my view, I think they had a good argument with the validity of that touch, but they're saying, San Diego side is saying that they used a knuckle, so that would override that rule where you wouldn't traditionally use an open hand or finger action.
And then ultimately the ref decided it was a judgment call. I heard that being thrown around there too. Let me tell you, this is going to get the boys riled up. Calling a double on that set, or a lift on that set right after that point, you know Houston North is absolutely heated, and we can see it now.
If you're going to call me on a lift on that, you have to call his too. He fucking threw that. He literally fucking threw down threw that.
Getting a little colorful language here. Apologies for that, but you're hearing all the emotions coming through. Lev Priima trying to slow this game down, going and grabbing water. He's going to catch a yellow card for this one for a delay of game. Houston North needs to settle this ship right now, or they are about to shoot a cannonball into the hole and sink it.
That big ass fan over there is about to get the ball. Another close one.
The effort we love to see.
Right there, the beautiful Scott, Mr. Sean Cook, front and center. We're getting this one all sorted out. Apologies. A lot of disagreements here, quite heated. Understandably so, but at the end of the day, if you're going to be the best, you got to lock in mentally. You got to overcome. This game is very early on, far from over.
Let's go.
And here we are to get started back up.
Once he serves, I can stand up. I can stay down the whole time. But once the ball's in play, I can move.
Everyone wants to be sure they know every single rule right now to the T, because both sides are really pushing the edge. Sean Cook, unfortunately, the one that on the losing end of all that ices him in his serving run. And I think that's a bit of that veteran play you see from Houston North. They knew exactly what they were doing. They're willing to take the yellow cards. I talked earlier, being unafraid to get the whistle blown at you. Lev Priima didn't care about a yellow, a little to delay a game. He's not going to get another one, so he said, I'll burn this one now, slow it all down. I love the gamemanship, to be honest. Evan Cory with a great pass. He gets the opportunity. Goes shooty short to zone 2. Shooter's gonna shoot. Full formed double block there. Brunner and Priima doing a great job.
Another element I love of this game is like the seeds you plant in this match lead to free agent changes in the next. So it's like whatever you disagree or agree with could lend itself to you getting a partner or not.
Oh, absolutely. Sean Cook, there it is on 2. Great option dig from Maarek. That's Evan Cory, apologies. Hand dig, it's coming over, taken by Maarek, so that's going to be Cox on 2. Priima punches that one through. David Lee's left hand not quite sealing. And that's going to be a side swap at 7s.
David Lee with his first offensive touch. I love that for him. A high-reaching pokey. He's a great guy, too. Such a good sense of humor.
He is definitely one of those guys we talk about, team compositions. He really doesn't swing much. This team brought him on to go be the blocking menace, and they're, props to San Diego. They're using that 5-man rotation. We're seeing Evan Cory and Will Price taking the majority of the swings. Even Lotman's really not swinging much. Good serve from Priima. That one looked like off the face of Brunner. That's a big swing.
Six serving 2. Arguably 2 of the strongest middle blocker LinkedIns on this court, Theo Brunner and David
Oh,
Lee.
yeah, absolutely. Well, Lotman might have lost the game, but he won the mini game of hit the pin. That's, you know, impressive accuracy or untimely miss. You be the judge. Theo's been targeting float serves at Will Price so far. He had great success at the end of set 1. See if he does it again. Goes straight after Lotman. Only one up there. Will Price takes advantage. There's a little bit of that discussion in the indoor men's game in the middle, pops and floats, where you leave the ground, how you attack and get out of the air. We're seeing that a little bit here too, to create dispersion between the blockers. How do you pop? How do you hang and float out of different approaches? And so those last minute adjustments, moving you laterally another foot, foot and a half, it's creating some problems for blockers. Will Price was doing it there. Maarek leaves his serve short. 2 service errors in a row, pretty uncharacteristic. We were actually lauding how all the teams have been really successful keeping serves in. A lot of rallies in this format, so rare and unique to see 2 missed in a row. Great tempo set, but Will Price and David Lee ready to eat that one up.
Theo Brunner has been so consistent in serve receive. It's interesting as the tallest player on his side to have that kind of control is really cool.
Gets another great pass, no setback, goes to Cox. Cox tries to joust, but David Lee, I think that Maarek's not doing the best job identifying matchups there. I mean, setting your shortest guy into David Lee, it's a tough one. Same thing. Also, though, that's the side of San Diego. That's why they're bringing 3 blockers. They're making sure Theo has a well-formed double block in front of him every single time. Preparation is winning this one, it looks like, so far for San Diego. 10-4. That's a timeout for the side of Houston North. We're going to take a quick break. Well, this one is certainly delivering high tension. Houston North is battling back, but San Diego, all the answers right now with a 10-4 lead. Sean Cook float serving. Maarek tries to option on a tight pass. Some good success left. Priima handling that one a little bit better in front of Lotman. That was a much-needed break on the side of Houston, apologies. And there's another one, Cory with an uncharacteristic hitting error. Good opportunity for Houston to start building a little bit of momentum here, but of course it's off the back of none other than Dillon Cox. He's been really one of the most consistent pieces here. Granted, not as much offensive load on him, but making a huge impact defensively and from the service line. Short serve taken well by Lotman. Inside, this is going to be a tight ball for Price. Good opportunity for Houston. Set goes wide, managed by Lev. That one's inside. Handcuff dig, now off speed, picked up by Sean Cook. Evan Cory goes again. A couple huge digs from Houston, but just not able to convert. Unfortunate set goes wide and a lost opportunity to Priima. A lot of great defensive efforts on both sides there, though. Cook made a huge read on that line pickup.
Brings into question how much that early hands call has brought into
the
frontal
no,
lobe of
absolutely. That's a great point. Where are we at with that one, and how are guys feeling about it? Lotman trying to keep the paddles calibrated, but just too much smoke coming from the side of Theo Brunner.
Really like the mentalities out of San Diego. They're just like next ball mentality every single time. I haven't seen one bit of honest frustration in the midst of the game. It's awesome.
No, not at all. Price off by hands. This one's got to go. Free ball opportunity. Price is one-on-one. Brunner gets a great block touch to slow that down. Picked up by Maarek. Priima high over. What a beautiful shot. Snipes that back line. That was one of the best blocking efforts we've seen against Price all tournament, and it was Theo Brunner one-on-one doing a great job slowing him down.
He is definitely the man for the job.
Left foot to line. Make it easy. Price, no reason to chase that one outside of his body. 12-8 San Diego. Lotman jump serve. Tight pass by Cox, handled well by Maarek with a double block from Price and Lee. Worth the price of admission, to say the least. 13-8. That looks like that's going to be our technical timeout at 21. We'll be right back. Well, a small technical timeout that Houston North won't mind in the slightest. Act as a little bit of a timeout there for them to kind of just get their wits about them, down by 5. But we're heading to the point in the match where you have to make a move. You've got to start outscoring San Diego 2-1 right now, because they're on the other side of halfway. Lotman with an aggressive serve, but handled well by Priima. Block touch to slow it down. Lotman lays out. Beautiful bit of vision there. Left Priima sees a wide open corner pocket and buries the 8-ball.
Really cool serve receive footwork mechanic by Lev Priima over there on the right side. A double hop split step, really effective in the sand to get that compression under your feet so you get more movement. Well done at the footwork space by Lev Priima.
Quick set to the outside. Price one-on-one. Cox with a beautiful dig. This is a hard one to set. Oh my goodness. Lev Priima just slicing and dicing balls down the line. Double block off a massive high ball. No problem. Maarek, shout out. That was a very difficult ball to set. That's going to be a net on the side of Houston North coming through. $14-10.
Great pass.
Cox is all over those serves. Drilled off high hands. Lead to Lotman. Lotman goes shoddy. Big opportunity for Priima. Evan Cory plays well, tight on the net. Will Price sends that one to Austin. Misses the court by a mile.
Hey, Houston fans, let's get behind this team, see if we can't get them to come back here.
$11 serving 14. Good pass by Lotman, opportunity. Trailing blocker, a touch too late to handle the offensive prowess of Price. Cook opts for the float serve there. Brunner's the only option, double block, deflected by Price. Price swinging high hands once again. I think that's the line I've said more than anything else this weekend. He sees a double block, it's just 4 hands to aim at.
He has such a unique arm swing too. Big, like bow and arrow, strong. Back, he fires so much power into that ball. Fun to watch.
It's funny, as you did your bow and arrow actions, you pulled the mic away from your face. You were really into it. I appreciate that. Very, very on brand, very correct. And there it is again. Give the people what they want. Full elbow draw. Will Price is a man on fire right now. 17-11 on the side swap.
San Diego knows it. They are going to feed that man. It was a great dispersion of setting by Sean Cook.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Sean Cook really is kind of splitting, and that's what makes it so hard. We talk about how effective Will Price is, but Evan Cory, I mean, he's getting a ton of sets, ton of opportunities, and then he's also really picking apart the entirety of the court. So getting set as a blocking duo is really difficult. And then San Diego puts 3 blockers against you. So it feels like they kind of have an answer to every situation. Dillon Cox, see if he can have the answer here. He has regularly from the back line applied a lot of pressure. Good looking swing, sends that one just a bit long, and we are in trouble. Houston put the fire alarms on. 18-12, 6-point lead. San Diego just 3 points away from punching a ticket to the finals. Evan Cory gets a hold of it, and for the first time today, Dillon Cox gets aced.
Watch the middle, pinch a little bit, huh?
Evan Cory sends that one long, but at this point they're comfortable just trading side outs. And after this, we're going to see Laguna take on North Carolina. That's going to be an absolute matchup of titans to see who takes on the winner of this match. And then just 2 more matches are championships for men's and women's. Lotman steps in, takes that one. Right-handed swing, Evan Cory can do no wrong. It's got to be the zinc.
His nose so protected from the UV rays.
In our covered facility. Hey, when you got a brand, you sell out for the brand, and I respect every bit of it. 20-13, this is match point. Lotman goes short. Set to Brunner. Good use of the hands there, attacking that high seam. You talked about it earlier, just how high the point of contact is for Theo. That block, they were both straight up, and it just picked them apart at the top.
Theo. Push the ball out.
Can I play the ball like this with a dig? No, it was
All right, well, this is one that I don't love to see. Priima's been using some sweat from his body to get balls wet, makes this ball very slick, and does it there just as kind of almost like protest in their disagreement from the points early on, but that's the way it goes. An attempted little X combo with Sean Cook coming around, and they're going to take that, punching that one through. Oh, my bad, side switch. I was going to say, I thought that got stopped low on the net. I was like, all right, I'll go with it. 2015. Brunner now to be the final server to push 5 points through to bring this to extra innings. Good pass by Lotman. Price one-on-one, and that's going to do it. Just like that, San Diego punches their ticket onto the finals. They're going to have one match off here while we get the women's match. Or sorry, we have one more with the North Carolina Laguna. Then we go to the women's championship match. That's going to be, help me out, New Orleans and Hermosa.
Yes.
No, Hermosa just got knocked out.
New Orleans.
I should have all this out. Sorry. St. Pete.
Yeah,
there it
we
is.
go. Yes.
So many names.
With Lydia Smith in them. Yes.
Sorry, to
That
wrap
was
the
it.
day, that means we've got North Carolina taking on Laguna. Then on the women's side for the championships, St. Pete taking on New Orleans. And then the winner of this match will take on the winner of this last match, San Diego. I can remove my foot from my mouth now. We're going to take a break. I need it clearly. You're joining us for City versus City. I'm Nick England. This is Michael Klinsman. We'll be right back.